If you've tried intermittent fasting and ended up feeling worse or even gained weight, you're not alone. I'm Dr. Nina, a licensed psychologist. And after my own 40-pound weight loss transformation this year, round of applause, plus my years of working with women over 35, I can tell y'all this, it ain't about willpower. There's hidden truths that nobody's telling you. And today I'm spilling all of that tea, and it ain't detox tea. And y'all, I feel like YouTube has been hiding my good content. So if you want more honest advice for women, hit that like button and comment truth below. Tell me your stories.
Dr. Nina, the girl next door, beautiful brown baby doll.
That helps more the ladies see this. And you know I read every single comment. Come on now. Here's truth number one that most people never talk about. Most women jump into fasting with hidden nutrient deficiencies or hormone imbalances. And then they wonder why they're exhausted and gaining weight. Listen, when I first tried intermittent fasting during my initial 100-pound weight loss in my early 20s, I thought I could just skip breakfast and, watch the pounds melt off. Y'all, I was struggling, struggle bus central, irritable, hair falling out, and I couldn't understand why everybody else seemed to be thriving while I felt like I was dying. It wasn't until the beginning of the year that I finally figured out what I was doing wrong. And I made those changes that actually worked. Here's what I learned. Your body needs certain nutrients to even access your fat stores. Insulin is the lock on your fat cells. When insulin is high, that lock stays closed. But you need B vitamins, magnesium, and adequate protein for your body to efficiently lower insulin and unlock that fat. These nutrients help to convert fat to usable energy. Without them, your body can't make the metabolic switch efficiently. And for my ladies over 35, we're already dealing with the shifting hormones. Declining estrogen, elevated cortisol levels from stress, and sometimes a sluggish thyroid. Jumping straight into a 16-8 fasting method without even addressing these, it's like trying to run a marathon on a sprained ankle. And I've run a marathon on 2 good ankles, and that was hard. Most women are nutrient depleted from years of dieting, stress beyond belief, and then adding fasting to that chaos. Your body isn't stubborn. It's literally not equipped to burn fat efficiently yet. And this is why I share with women, try to go and get basic blood work and blood panels done first. Check for these things: vitamin D, B12, iron, and that thyroid function. These tell you if your body is ready. And look, going into your doctor and asking for a full hormone panel can't hurt. I just want to remind you, before you start any fasting protocols, make sure that you check with your doctor, especially if you have any pre-existing health conditions or if you're taking any medications. You want to make sure you're doing this the right way. Let me tell you one of the first things that helped me turn everything around for myself. This portion of today's video is sponsored by Mary Ruth. Y'all, I realized I was breaking my fast all wrong. I was nutrient depleted, my hormones were a mess, and I was setting myself up to fail. And that's when I discovered Mary Ruth's liquid morning multivitamin, and also the one with hair growth. And honestly, y'all, this shifted everything for my fasting journey. Instead of just hoping for the best and crossing my fingers with black coffee, I start my day with the liquid multivitamin. And that gives my body exactly what it needs to burn fat instead of storing it. You know, all the vitamins I talked about. What I love is that it's gentle on my empty stomach, boosts my energy without the crash, and it builds the nutrient gaps that were sabotaging my results. We're talking B vitamins for energy metabolism, vitamin D for hormone balance, and minerals that support your body's natural fat burning process. And at night, I love their nighttime multi-mineral with magnesium, and also calcium and zinc to support my sleep quality. Y'all know that sleep is where real fat burning and hormone balancing happen. And this helps me to get into that deep sleep without melatonin. Now get this, right now for Prime Day, Mary Ruth's products are roughly 20% off on Amazon. And you can stack my code Dr. Nina for an additional 20% off. That's up to 40% off total. Boom. The link is below. And y'all, this literally transformed how my body responds to fasting. When your body has the nutrients it needs, fasting becomes effortless instead of exhausting. Truth number 2, your hormones matter more than your fasting window. And nobody's talking about this. Y'all, you can fast for 16 hours every day. But if that cortisol is through the roof from chronic stress, if you're insulin resistant from years of processed foods, or if you're perimenopause with declining estrogen, that fasting window means nothing. Cortisol, that's your stress hormone. When constantly elevated from juggling careers, family, and life, it literally blocks fat burning. Your body thinks you're being chased by a bear. So it's gonna hold on to every ounce of fat you got. Fasting in this state just adds more stress. I learned this during my postpartum journey. Waking up at 3 a.m. with racing thoughts, drinking coffee on an empty stomach to power through, wondering why the scale wasn't budging despite perfect fasting. Come on now. My cortisol rhythm was completely backward. High when it should be low, and by the evening, wired and exhausted simultaneously. And then there's the insulin resistance. Years of processed carbs mean that your cells have up the do not disturb sign to your insulin. Even during your fast, insulin levels might not drop low enough to unlock fat stores. The metabolic switch never flips. And then there's a vicious cycle. Insulin resistance creates inflammation. Inflammation increases cortisol. Elevated cortisol worsens insulin resistance. In perimenopause, declining estrogen, that makes us more insulin resistant. It disrupts sleep, increases belly fat storage, and it makes fasting feel like torture. I've seen women in their late 30s and 40s fasting like they're 25, and the body just be screaming, no ma'am. I had to tell myself even, go back to a 12-12 instead of a 16-8, meaning fasting 16 hours and having an eating window during 8 of those. Do a 12-12 instead. Give the body time to adapt. Focus on sleep, stress management, and getting the hormones balanced first. Then extend that fasting window. Practical steps: manage your stress with breath work, also with your movement and also your boundaries. Support your adrenals by using adequate salt and B vitamins. Get that thyroid checked comprehensively, not just the TSH. Address the insulin resistance with strength training and reduction of processed foods. Then you add fasting as a tool, not a band-aid. Truth number 3 is gonna blow your mind. Most people obsess over their fasting window, but obsess over the real fat-burning powerhouse, sleep. And I know what you're gonna say, look, I ain't got time for sleep, but we gonna have to rearrange a few things just so we can get as much as we possibly can. When I started tracking my sleep with my watch, I discovered something incredible. On nights with 6 to 8 hours of quality deep sleep cycles, my body composition would improve, even if I wasn't perfect with my fasting ways. But on 5 to 6 hour nights, the scale wouldn't budge no matter how perfectly I fasted. Here's why. Sleep is when your body actually burns fat and balances hormones. During deep sleep, growth hormones spike, telling your body to build muscle and burn fat. Cortisol drops, insulin sensitivity improves, and leptin, your satiety hormone, gets regulated. This is where autophagy really kicks into high gear, your body's cellular cleanup process. Think of it like taking out the trash at the cellular level. And by staying up late and doom scrolling or dealing with insomnia, sabotages everything. Your body can't access those deep repair stages, and that's where the real transformation happens. You're fasting all day, but you're never giving your body the full recovery time to let the full process actually occur. And here's what most people miss. The overnight fast is the most important part of intermittent fasting. This is when your insulin is naturally the lowest. Growth hormone, that's the highest, and autophagy is most active, but only if you're actually sleeping deeply. My advice, make sleeping as sacred as you can, as sacred as that fasting window. Create a bedtime routine. Keep your room cool and dark. Turn off the screens an hour before bed, and give your body 7 to 9 hours to do its magic. That's when autophagy kicks in. Fat burning accelerates, and those hormones, they reset. Now, truth number 4, breaking your fast with the wrong foods, that triggers cravings and binge cycles, and those completely undo your progress. Y'all, I've seen this all the time. Women fast for 16 hours, then break the fast with a sugary coffee drink and a bagel. Within an hour, you just starving again. The energy then crashes, and you spend the rest of your eating window chasing satisfaction, but you never find it. Here's what's happening. Refined carbs and sugar spike blood sugar, and that spikes insulin. That insulin surge not only stops fat burning immediately, but creates a crash that makes you crave more sugar and carbs. Y'all, I used to break my fast with oatmeal all the time, thinking it was the most healthy thing. Within 2 hours, I'd be ravenous, shaky even, and reaching for whatever I could find. You know the feeling. I couldn't understand why I had no willpower. It wasn't willpower, it was blood sugar chaos. When you break your fast, your body is incredibly sensitive. Whatever you put in first sets the hormonal tone for the rest of the day. Start with refined carbs. You're going to find out you're on that blood sugar roller coaster. Now start with protein and healthy fats. You maintain stable energy and fat burning. The fix: break your fast with protein, fiber, and healthy fats. My go-to is a smoothie with protein powder. I usually get in spinach, berry, avocado sometimes, and collagen, or eggs with vegetables and avocado. This combination helps to stabilize your blood sugar. It keeps the insulin low and actually extends the benefits of your fast. Think about it. Protein tells your body, we have resources, you can keep burning fat. It also requires more energy to digest, so you're actually burning calories while you eat. Fiber slows digestion and feeds gut bacteria, impacting everything from mood to metabolism. Healthy fats keep you satisfied for hours, and they support hormone production. So here's my formula: palm-sized protein, fist-sized vegetables, cupped hand of complex carbs if needed, and thumb-sized healthy fats. No measuring, no weighing unless you want to, which I do still love my kitchen scale. Just using the hand as a guide. And remember, nutrient timing matters more than meal timing. What you eat during your eating window, that determines whether or not you'll be energized or fighting cravings all day. Truth number 5, those perfect fasting windows you see on Instagram, they're setting you up for burnout and failure. Y'all, life happens. Birthday parties, family brunches. If there's cake, I'ma eat the cake. Date nights, and even random Tuesdays where you just need breakfast at 10 a.m. And that's okay. This rigidity around fasting creates more stress than the fasting relieves. When I first started, I was so strict about my 16-8 window. At that time, I was stressed at social events, awkward at family gatherings, and honestly just miserable. I'm sitting around watching everybody else eat at 11:30 and not eating because I can't eat till 12:30. And then who gonna want the cold food then? Then I remembered, this is supposed to improve my life, not control it. So my approach that works for real life, the 80-20 rule. Okay, 80-20 in your relationships, 80-20 with your intermittent fasting. I aim to fast 16-8 about 5 to 6 days a week. But if I need to adjust my window, have an earlier meal, or take a break completely, I do it without guilt. And you know what? My results are better because I'm not chronically stressed about being perfect. And listen, before you start any fasting protocol, talk to your doctor. And that's especially important if you have any health conditions, or if you take medications, or have a history of disordered eating. What works for me might not be right for your body, and that's okay. So here's the thing. If you are stressed out about fasting, you're going to raise your cortisol level, and that's going to block your fat burning ability. Sustainability is going to be perfection every single time. A flexible fasting pattern that you can maintain for years, that's going to always give better results than a rigid approach that you're going to quit in 3 months. Let that fasting window serve you, not control you. Some days you might naturally fast for 18 hours, others 14. And some days you ain't going to fast at all because you ain't going to feel like it. That's normal, healthy, and sustainable. So here's my sustainable IF method that has helped me to maintain this 40-pound weight loss, and I'm continually building on it at the age of 42. And this is what I wish somebody had told me at the beginning. At the beginning, start with 12-12 and not 16-8. Give your body time to adapt, boo. Let those hormones adjust. Build that metabolic flexibility gradually. Once 12-12 feels effortless for 2 weeks, extend to the 14-10, step it up. And then after another 2 weeks, try 16-8. Let your body guide you. Not your friend, not Instagram, none of it. And if you feel terrible, you pushing too hard, too fast. Like that lady that was breakdancing in the Olympics. Step 2, support your body nutritionally first. Get them nutrients on point. Support your hormones, address deficiencies. And that's why I love Mary Ruth's. It fills those gaps so your body can fast efficiently. Make sure you're getting adequate protein during your eating window. At least 100 to 120 grams for most women per day. Include plenty of vegetables for micronutrients. Don't fear the healthy fats. Your hormones need them. Step 3, prioritize sleep and stress management. You can't outfast chronic stress and sleep deprivation. Period. These are the foundation. If you're not sleeping as much as you possibly can and your stress is through the roof, fix that before worrying about a fasting window. This might mean saying no to commitments, delegating tasks, or actually using your vacation days. Your health is worth protecting, and no fasting protocol will work if your cortisol levels are destroying your metabolism. Oh, and go to my gift to you in this video or down below in the description. I got my goal setting workbook and my boundary setting checklist that's going to help you. Absolutely 100% gift for you. Step 4, focus on what you eat and not just when. Break your fast with protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Avoid refined carbs and sugar that spike the insulin. Make that eating window count with those nutrient-dense whole foods. It's better to eat 2 high-quality meals in an 8-hour window than to graze on processed foods for like 12 hours. Quality of food matters more than the duration of your eating window. Step 5 is to build consistency and not perfection. Aim for progress, not perfection. Life is meant to be lived, and fasting should enhance that, not restrict it. Give yourself the permission to be flexible and adjust as needed. Think of months and years and not days and weeks. When you approach fasting this way with hormone awareness, nutrient support, and even realistic expectations, it becomes a lifestyle instead of a life struggle. Fat loss becomes a natural byproduct, and that's of improved metabolic health and not something you just force. All right, y'all, I need to hear from you. Comment starting over if you're ready to start IF the right way after hearing these truths. Comment failed if you've struggled with fasting before and you didn't necessarily know why. I want to hear your story. And don't forget to use my code drnina for up to 40% off of Mary Ruth's. And the link can be found in the description below. And make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. I want to continue to grow the community and allow us to all support one another. I want y'all to remember that intermittent fasting is an incredible tool, but you have to make sure that you're checking the way that you're doing it. Capitalize on making this journey your own. It's no one else's. You deserve to win, and you can. If I can do it, you can too. Dr. Nina signing out. Beautiful brown baby doll. Peace.